Everyone, it's Kit Carson here in front of Angelina's Pizza, and I meet the most interesting people in the world. That's what I do, is I sit here all day and all night, and I talk to people. And today, I have a young man here with me.
Everybody wants to sit with Kit. Yeah.
My name is Brady. Somehow, me and Kit met a long time ago.
Probably at least 15 years ago, maybe longer.
I would take the over on that.
Well, you grew up here, right?
Yes.
And you were born here?
Yes, sir.
And you moved away after graduating?
No, after 30 years.
After 30 years. So I probably met you somewhere around 6th grade, 7th grade?
I mean...
Maybe?
Not to be over-unders,
No,
but I am going to be over-unders, so I'm going to go with over.
Over? 9th grade?
But I think you're right on it.
Somewhere in there. Yeah, well, because you and my son were friends.
Yes.
And that was probably...
You know what? I think you're right, sir.
I think it was like not Gerald Adams, but what was the...
No. I met your son.
Yeah.
Who's a great freaking man. He's an amazing person. I just follow him on Facebook all the time. Me, him, and Max. We were hanging out.
Right.
And playing roller hockey.
Right. And so Max moved like in the 9th grade or something, and came back for holidays and summer.
And that's why I wondered where he had went to.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize that till recently. Wow. I had no clue. Hey, Max, how you doing? Maxwell.
Max, bro. I follow you on Facebook, and you guys and your wife and your kids are just freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I love you all.
Yeah.
Fucking...
A little love fest going on here.
Sorry for the F word.
No, that's quite all right. So, tell me one story about Key West when you were young.
All right, so
yeah,
chances are, like, I've been gone from here for about 10 years.
Yep.
And this place, Angelina's Pizza, is where me and my buddy used to skateboard, rollerblade, or freaking BMX to.
Yep.
Because you know what? Whatever the fucking fad was that time, we were doing it.
Yeah.
And we came here, we played these racing games. We would get some pizza, and then as you get older and turn 21-ish, then you start to realize what this place can really be like at nighttime.
Yeah.
And wow, is that a freaking amazing time to be alive.
Wasn't it fun turning 21 in Key West?
Oh, I had to leave Key West for my 21st birthday. I went to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Because everybody else was serving me before I was 21, so I didn't want to throw it in their face.
I'll tell you a quick story. Bar that's no longer here, the Hideaway. And you may have been with my son. I walk in the Hideaway one day, and I walk through, and they had 1 or 2 pool tables. And I walk through, and I see a guy frozen, ready to hit the cue ball. And he's looking at me, and I look, and I realize it's my son. And he might have been 17. And I just gave him a nod and kept right on going. And then afterwards, we had a big talk about it. And he's like, I'm glad you didn't rat me out. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to make a scene about it. If you were able to get in, I'm not going to blow your cover. But I'm going to explain some things about what to do when you're in there. And all you kids were getting in the bars.
You were
all getting in at 18,
we were
19.
But, the best of us respected that.
Well, that was it. I never saw any trouble out of you guys. I never heard of you. The biggest trouble I heard was doing burnouts on Duval Street, or going too fast through the harbor in the boats. Shit
guilty
like that.
And guilty.
That kind of shenanigans.
Well, first one, I'm not guilty. I didn't have a car. I had a moped. I couldn't burn out.
Hey, I had a Nissan Frontier truck that the police brought my son to me and my wife at dinner one night because he was doing 92.
They must have caught him when he slowed down.
I told the cop, I said, hey, I didn't know that truck would go that fast. I never had it over 50. I didn't know it'd go that fast.
That's impressive.
Sorry, Zach, we're getting you in trouble today.
Yeah, I love you, Zach, man.
So what all have you done?
What have I done? I mean, more than I would have done if I stayed in Key West.
You went to Costa Rica?
So Costa Rica, when I was younger.
Was that just a vacation, or was that a life change?
that was something that gave my life purpose and wanted to travel. It fed my greed to travel.
Your wanderlust.
And then so now that since I left Key West about almost 9 years ago, I have been traveling. I have just been traveling. I love this island to death, but being here for 30 years, once you leave,
Growing
you're
up here,
like, oh my gosh, there's a whole world
there's
out there.
a big world out there.
And so I'm a wanderlust person. I found a girl that I met that was staying down here. I was at the hotel bar, and we did long distance, and now we're married, and we're just traveling the world together.
And where's she from?
She's from Chicago.
Oh boy. The Windy City.
Oh, it's very windy up there.
Yes, it is.
And it's freaking cold.
No shit.
But you know what? The cold in the winter is tolerable. Unfortunately,
I don't know.
I
guess if
for
you say
me,
so.
it's tolerable. But the summer down here with the humidity kills me. But right now, I am just absolutely blessed
now
to
that
be
the
here.
sun's gone down a little bit.
No, even all day today. It was amazing. We landed today,
great today.
and it was like 89 degrees.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Feels good.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So Chicago. How long did you stay there?
We was in Chicago I think I was there about four plus years.
Damn. It's a long time.
You know what I learned in Chicago? I bartended down here my whole life, basically, serving, bartending.
Right.
What I learned in Chicago was there's a different side of bartending. It's not shots and beers and binge
Craft
drinking.
cocktails.
Craft cocktails, baby.
Yeah.
And I can fucking make a drink and charge somebody $20 for it.
Yep.
And give them a conversation. I'm here for it, you know. And
yeah,
there's always a place for that, though.
Sure.
We've
got a couple of those, but I was more of the. If I went out to dinner, I wanted a nice cocktail. But if I was hanging out with you and my buddies, I wanted to have 9 shots and 7 beers in 30 minutes.
9?
Okay, maybe in the course of an evening. But I was like that.
I mean, within 1 hour, 9 is good.
Yeah.
But no, see, now I'm going back to my fucking 20s. No.
Well,
so today,
that's all we drank, though.
I come in, and I went to Conch Farm first, and I looked at the lowest ABV beer. Yeah. And that's what I drank.
That's a trend. That is a trend.
I know that when I come to Key West,
you're gonna have
I'm gonna have drinks.
Way too many.
And I'd like to have more fun than drinks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I used to get onto the bartenders here. I go, I love that you love me and you give me a 3-ounce shot of JMO, but make it a 3/4-ounce shot so I can buy 2 of them from you.
Exactly.
And go to another bar.
Exactly. And then you know what? At the same time, have a slice of pizza. Get something in your stomach.
I did that a lot too.
I mean that's
I did that all the time.
That's the. I mean, we can't ignore that, right?
No, we can't.
We can't ignore that.
This guy's got a ball and chain.
I hope the camera's got that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's trying to say, but I think he's got the old ball and chain going on. Honey.
That's not you, right?
Thanks for not having the ball and chain attached to his leg. Yeah, right. I'm glad you gave him a little service community time.
I mean. She said she wanted to live like a local, We came back in town, I want to stay in a hotel. Right. It's like, I want to live like local. So we got an Airbnb.
Okay.
Where's our Airbnb? Ann Street.
Oh, wow.
Right
behind Sloppy Joe's?
Yep. Yep.
There's some cool little, there's like 3 or 4 right in there that are gorgeous. Oh, and you're obviously in one of them. Are you in the gray building or the low?
We're in a white building, I think, through a chain.
You go through it, yeah. That's
it's
cool ass properties.
It's weird. It's like I've always wanted to say I'm a local. I'm like I lived like a local for fucking 30 years. I don't care.
Right.
I want to stay at a hotel. I want someone to come make my bed.
But you
know,
I won't turn down service.
Who wins?
Bing, 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 bing. Yep. You did not win that fight. I can guarantee you. I know you didn't win that.
Come show your face, baby.
Might as well get in. Might as well get in the mug. What is your name, young lady?
Crystal.
Krista.
Crystal Gale.
Crystal Gale.
Yeah, I was named after the country singer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, you were. If your name's Crystal Gale, you're definitely named after. You have hair like her? Kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I got a ways to go.
She had it down to her, middle of her legs.
Sure did.
Yeah, we
she's
went and
down
saw
there.
Crystal Gale in Des Plaines, Illinois.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Because of your namesake, huh?
That's right.
Had to go do
I
it.
have to.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we didn't. Your parents did.
I've seen her.
I
I've gotten
lied.
her autograph.
You've got her autograph?
Yep.
Wow. You know, I think in my college years, I think I saw her in Troy, Alabama when I was in college. And that was in like the heyday of her. I'm trying to remember her big song. She had a couple of them.
Brown Eyes.
Brown Eyes Blue.
Yeah.
No, make my brown. Yeah. Yep. She came and sang that, and everybody was. It was a
Yep.
tearjerker song.
That's right.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
well, this is the one that got me to leave Key West.
That's the one that got you to leave. Hey, even crazier, she got him to go to Chicago.
Well, you know what?
That's nuts there.
Chicago was amazing.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is the second largest city
Second
in America.
city. You know,
I mean, it's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, it really revitalized my career for bartending.
Right.
You know, as opposed to down here doing shots and beers and binge drinking, like when I found the craft.
Shout out, where do you work?
Right now in Tampa, I'm at Edison Food and Drink Lab.
Where?
Edison Food and Drink Lab in Tampa, Florida.
All right.
Right across from UT, University of Tampa.
Wow. And so,
it is a little upscale, but it's very welcoming to everybody.
Right on. I don't ever get up there.
Well, you should.
You know, I mean,
but also, why would you leave here, right?
Right.
Oh, you didn't find a crystal.
if I leave here, I take my crystal, Valerie, and we get on a plane and we go somewhere. You know, I mean, you know, it's.
Well, we took a plane to get here. So.
It took me 20 years to learn the order of the keys because you just don't drive them.
Fuck driving.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck driving.
Don't fucking drive.
Hey, listen. The greatest thing that ever happened for me was when Delta made this a hub. And I tell Valerie, I go, we can go anywhere in the world in basically 2 plane rides. You can go from here to Atlanta, and if you're willing to sit on a plane for 14 hours, you can go wherever you want.
What do we do?
Wherever you want.
We travel fucking intercontinental and first class. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We do on points because prices.
You know, I'm not that savvy, and I never know when I'm going to go away. But hey, anyway.
Hey, brother. Only the good die young. You should have been done.
Well,
you should have been done a long time ago.
I'm not that good. That tells you something right there.
You know, in my book, you're one of the best. So I'm wondering why you're actually. I'm wondering why I walked by and still saw you sitting here. I'm like, this guy's got to be done.
Don't be so surprised. I'm still here. I am still here. Hey, well, let me just ask you because I know y'all are going somewhere.
Sunset just back. Are
y'all doing Sunset?
I'll bullshit all day. You want to give me a beer?
Are y'all going to Sunset?
No, probably.
You going to do Mallory Square?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
I mean, you're playing tourist. When was the last time you done Mallory Square?
What tells you I'm playing tourist? My shirt?
No, you did.
Fair enough.
Trying to act like a local while being a tourist.
Yeah, I know, right? It's weird. It's
you know,
weird.
there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so give me one more story about your growing up here.
All right.
I want to hear one story.
This is gonna incriminate somebody that's dead.
That's
I remember my father. I had all these pictures of me on the top of a wheelbarrow on top of fish. You know, behind the half-shell raw bar.
Okay.
I had a lot of pictures of me, you know, just riding on the wheelbarrow, and there's fish under me, you know, just.
Yeah.
Well, I found one picture that wasn't fish under me.
Oh yeah, was it a burlap bag?
I would let everybody else use their imagination of what was under me.
Was it a square grouper?
Boy, yeah. I mean, like without. Yeah, fuck it, he's dead. Yes, it was a square grouper, and this.
Yep. Well, you know, I remember because I got here kind of at the end of that. I remember seeing some stuff going on around the waterfront over there, by the Raw Bar and by Singleton Ice Plant, which is now
the ice plant. What?
Yeah, I saw a buddy of mine sitting there underneath a trailer, a tractor trailer was in the parking lot. And I go by and I see my buddy leaned up against there, and I turn around and come back to see if he needed a ride. And I realized he was leaning up on like 4 or 5 bales of weed. I'm like, oh, I didn't see you. I'm leaving. And I just kept going.
Yeah, I mean that's.
But
I'd have taken care of him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, just recently with that last little blow we had, a bunch of blow blew up. Speaking of
Shocking,
which,
right?
It is. They found like a couple, but then I've been hearing, on the street that there was a couple more found. It's like, those days are long gone.
Yeah,
way back there.
When they come up like that, there's a lot of time. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience, but when someone finds one and then all of a sudden it smells exactly like diesel and you can't even touch it.
Yeah, sometimes.
But it's good to see the old Key West still alive.
Yeah.
It's good to see that.
There's still some stuff floating by the island once in a while.
Hey, as long as there's still some Cubans floating up and some drugs floating up, man, I'm here for it. I mean, honestly, this is what Key West was made of, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, it was.
I was at Louis' backyard when that truck pulled up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
After work at Shula's Steakhouse.
Wow.
So.
Well, I don't know if you remember or not on Stock Island, the Cuban Refugee Center.
Yep.
That was mine.
That was my first apartment.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
That was my first apartment. The Browns.
Yeah, Rory.
Yeah, Rory Brown.
Yeah.
That was my first apartment.
Right. I owned it during that time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
That was mine.
That was my first freaking apartment.
It was a Cuban refugee center before they moved in and took it over.
Yeah.
It had all those little apartments in the back.
Yep.
And then when they left, I rented it out until, long story.
Yeah.
Now it's a vacant lot.
Wow.
Now it's got my boat trailer and a couple of things on it.
Hey man, it's got to be worth a fucking minute.
Well, I don't know. One day I'll build something on it. One of these days.
How about me a house?
Well, you know what? Hey, don't laugh, but there'll probably be 2 houses built on there in the next couple of years. Depends.
You'd be dumb not to.
It depends on what the county will let me. It's one thing to be given permission to do it, but the problem is in this town is they move so slow, it kills you.
So, serious question. You've been here this whole time.
I have.
Have outsiders invaded the city,
Of course.
do they have control of the city and everything right now?
Right. Well, that's
because when I was younger, it wasn't like that.
No, it was all Bubba.
Yeah.
And there's not that many Bubbas left. They've all moved. We've lost that charm. We don't have that lineage of. That was my grandparents' building, and then it was my dad's, and then he sold it to the guy down the street. There's getting fewer and fewer of that. Less and less and less.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does. That's part of why I'm doing this show. It's just to hear the stories about things that were here, and just
the real Key West.
I will Zoom with you and give you more stories of my father has told me.
Really?
And I will give you more stories and more stories.
Share one with me now. What you got? What's one that you can think of? All
right, here you go.
Yep. Put on your reading glasses. There you go.
So, my dad was coming in from a fish trip. I grew up at the Dry Tortugas, basically.
Okay.
I grew up at the Dry Tortugas. We'd be out there for 3-4 days in a row. My dad would drop me and my sister off there, and we just hang out there. He'd go pull traps when it was legal to pull trap.
Right.
Now you can't pull traps around.
Okay.
So, coming in, whatever, this and that. This is just a backstory. So basically, the best story my dad ever told me, not the best story, but one of the stories.
Okay.
He was coming in, to the Northwest Channel, and might have saw a little go fast boat that was struggling,
All right.
As a captain of the sea, you have
Somebody
to
in
go check
distress.
on them.
Yep.
Distress, so. Yeah, he might have had some cargo.
Maybe.
So, put the cargo, trench with the cargo. Going into Northwest Channel, he blows a freaking hose in the engine room. Trying to go in at night, blows the hose in the engine room. So now they're fixing it. Doesn't actually get into behind the half shell until the light was up. So they sat in the half shell raw bar and they watched the boat just sitting there bow heavy.
Yeah.
Bow heavy.
Yeah.
Like, we're screwed, it's over. Well, when you pay off a dock master, you're not screwed. But when the dock master takes too much, he's screwed.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh boy. Ouch. How's the old man? Is he still here? Yeah?
No. He went to Nicaragua, had a property, came to Chicago, tried to get some health care and everything, and no, he passed. But he passed right there in Nicaragua on this island, Big Corn Island, 40 miles off of the coast of Nicaragua. I mean, he died happy and where he wanted to die.
It sounds like to me he had a pretty good time. Sounds like to me he did okay.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
I would say great.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
We'll save that for another episode.
Oh. Well, you know, that means you're going to be back in the town in the next year, huh?
I can zoom.
Okay.
Kit, I mean, it's fucking great to see you, and what an honor this is. Like this.
Likewise. Well, now that you've sat here and done this, you're going to have to go and subscribe to my channel and see what these things actually look like. So you'll get an idea of what I do.
I'm in for it, man.
Yeah.
I'm in for it.
Absolutely. Well, there's only about 300 episodes out there, so you could binge watch for a whole week if you wanted. You know, I actually had a girl one day go.
I could have probably watched him on the runway in Tampa trying to get here, but.
Well, maybe. But I had a young lady come sit down with me, and she goes, I know what your last question is going to be because I binged watch you all weekend long. And I was like, okay. Which that was kind of funny.
Waiting to get you.
Yeah, she was. She had me all set up.
She was
like,
waiting.
Oh, she was. Which, hi, Ellie. Which, that's fine. You know,
Yeah, that's good. You know,
I appreciated it.
you should be. You
I
should be sought
appreciated it.
after.
I thought it was
You
great.
should be sought after. You know,
No
someone's coming
worries.
to Key West and like, hey, you know what? I want to go interview with this guy.
Well, Tim and I were talking about it today. I had 2 people that called me, we're going to be here today, that canceled. And, you know, it happens.
Then I just happened to fucking walk by.
And then you happen to walk by. You know, you never can tell. That's the beauty of Duval Street. You know, rock stars, heroes, and gods. You never know when they're going to show up. You know, never can tell. All right, well, hey, I got one last question for you. And then we're going to end the segment. One last question. You ready?
I'm here for it.
All right. If you were a pizza, what kind of pizza would you be?
Yours.
There was no hesitation. I love you. All right. Well, that's all I got for everybody. Thank you. Thanks to my guests. Thanks to TV Tim. Everybody have a good evening.